Welcome to Fort Fritz. I am your host, Fritz, joined by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
Kaz.
Hello.
And we have Nick Spry.
Howdy.
So this is an audio podcast about me taking over my late uncle's haunted house. I was bequeathed late Uncle Felix's haunted house, a 4,000 square foot house on 12 acres of land that I have no idea what I'm doing. So I've invited my friends over. We're just going to eat some pizza and drink some beer and hope everything works out in the end. If you found out that you inherited a haunted house, what's the first thing you would do?
Not inherit it.
Okay, but outside of that, because you can't do it, it's legally binding.
I don't know. I'd be too curious to not
spend the night in it.
check
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
You would want to spend the night in it.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, Kaz, because I actually have to spend one night in this haunted house in order to own this house outright.
Legally, what happens if you don't spend the night?
That's another good question. I have an indefinite clause, so I can do this for the rest of my life. The only thing I have to do is spend one night in earnest, and I own this house forever.
Who was his attorney? Scooby and Sons?
It was probably Scooby and Sons, the attorneys, yes.
Pretty unique house.
It's nice.
Sorry to hear about your uncle. My condolences.
That's okay. He lived a very long life. He was 42.
Oh.
Wait, that's a long life?
Yeah, well, this day and age.
Well, the Fritz family, I mean, we're not, we don't live very long.
You're hardy people. You're hardy people.
We work very hard, and then we die hardy people.
Yes.
It's better to,
They
it's better
die
to burn
heartily.
out.
We heartily die.
What did he die from?
Well, that's another interesting topic. It was a short unexplained illness. That's all the official. You know, again, he shunned medical advice and doctors. So he just kind of died, really.
Ooh.
There's not a lot of records on him, or if we do have records, they're in this trunk over here in the corner. Again, it's just a lot of things that we have to kind of go over. I've ordered some pizza. The pizza should be arriving here shortly, and we've got some beers.
You had me at beer. You totally had me at beer.
And we're also, it's an audio diary. I would like to maybe sell this story to Fox.
Ooh, Fox or FX?
No, probably just wait. Well, what's better?
FXX.
FX.
No.
FX is better than Fox?
It's cable.
But it just seems
It's
like
all Rupert Murdoch.
Fox has one extra vowel,
It's a little bit more lascivious.
and FX is so cheap they can't even afford a vowel. If this was on
FX is like the Showtime of cable.
Fox.
Yeah. of
Okay,
Fox. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, there we go.
Either or, I'd like to, sell this story. I want to make a lot of money. But first impressions of the house, I mean, what do you think?
Creepy.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a sweet
Nice
bag.
and creepy. Nice and creepy, but it's definitely
It's
creepy.
Unique, if nothing else.
I'm getting a plantation vibe for sure.
A lot of
Yeah.
space for you. A lot of space.
Definitely, one of the things that you can tell from the foyer is that it's a 3-story house, and what is it called? Banisters. It's got railing on each floor. So
Wow.
if you can see there's some dark areas over here. I haven't even ventured in. I've only put light bulbs in the first. Was that the second floor?
First landing? The second floor landing?
It is a landing.
The landing?
Yeah.
Yes. It's really nice. This huge splash, staircase coming down in the foyer. The
Thank you.
balustrades are gorgeously engraved.
Thank you. Yep,
Yeah,
I did
that's
that.
nice.
I've never seen
No, I
flying
didn't.
buttresses on a house before.
Yeah. Or gargoyles. You don't see gargoyles in
like
Florida a lot.
cathedrals.
Yeah.
They're flying all over the place, aren't they?
They're like Sally Fields.
Can you just point out where the flying buttresses are, just so I know where they are?
There, and there.
One back there.
Yeah, there's one. Oh, the one there.
Did you count the one that Kaz just said?
Yeah. Well, and there's one behind you.
So is each portion of it is a flying buttress?
That what you're seeing, that weight supporting.
I need to look up what flying buttress
okay.
is. See, that's the thing, like if at the end of the day, if I can flip this thing for a lot of money, I'll be happy.
Ooh.
Like seriously, I don't even care about it. If I
I
can make
think
some
your
money,
uncle
I'll
would
be
like
happy.
that.
Tonight on Flip This Haunted House.
Is this what? This is what? It's 3 stories. It's what, like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath?
Oh no. No, this is at least 12 or 15. See, that's the thing.
Whoa.
And actually, help me spread this out on the table here. This is the actual blueprint of the house. Okay. There's a lot of things that you see that are almost like dry eraser removed from the blueprint. I don't know how big this house is. All I know is that it's back when it was built, it was a 4,000 square foot house.
What language is this blueprint written in? This
Your
looks- I
guess
don't-
is as good as mine.
It looks like Sanskrit. So are you saying parts of your house were redacted?
Yes.
Wow.
Parts of the house were I
This
guess,
is getting
redacted.
spookier and spookier as we go along.
There's nothing really about this house definitive. The only thing...
It's a charming house.
It is
Maybe
charming.
A few candles.
Yeah. The first thing that the real estate agent said was, congratulations. And I said, for what? And then they said, for owning a house. And then I said, word.
Nice.
And then she said, okay, that's not the reply that I expected, but you do now own a 4,000 square foot, 240-year-old, 3-story plantation.
4,000 square feet?
Yes.
a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot of square feet.
Again, that's only what is listed, and records didn't go back but I think 34 years, so we're kind of at a disadvantage. We're going to have to, over the course of the next couple of months and episodes, certainly you listening at home and we will discover this crazy haunted house called Fort Fritz. One of the things that I need to bring up about this house is the living room. I moved the couch in, but as you can see, it's just sitting in the middle of nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of stark.
It is very stark.
Need some art.
I do need art.
Yeah.
I need art, and maybe something on the mantle place.
Or like
Chandelier.
a couple of maybe like those plug-in scented things that you use.
Oh,
It's
like
a little
a
musky.
Glade?
Little musty.
Little musky.
Musky.
With the glade plug.
Musty or musky?
Kaz just mentioned chandelier. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need lights in general.
Yeah,
There's
lights
no
would be good.
lights.
Yeah, the candlelight's not working for me. It makes it even. It really ups the spook factor.
Thank
really
you,
is-
so I'm not alone.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
It's
the dancing
ridiculously
shadows
creepy.
on the wall.
But it's one night. It's one
Yes,
night.
and
night.
all I have to do is, maybe get into my sleeping bag, and I should be set.
Be a human burrito.
Oh man, burritos are so tasty. We should order burritos next. As you can see, a lot of this house needs work.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I definitely think needs work is a lot of the electrical outlets in general don't exist. So I don't know how Felix was making any kind of electricity or coffee, if he was at all, or if he had other vices. Also, the tap water shoots out brown mud. It just shoots it
That's
at a high velocity.
Delicious.
That's not good.
It doesn't
that's a
taste
really-
very bad, but also the 4K flat screen TV.
Wait.
You drank the water?
Well, of course I drank the water. I mean, it's city water. The real estate agent was she was
City
very...
water's not brown, dude.
What?
City water's not brown.
Well,
That's
some city water is brown.
Were you alarmed by the fact that you had to chew?
I didn't chew too much. It was more of a sludge. It just kind of
slurped it
like
down.
a gullet.
Kinda,
It just went down
Like
my
a
gullet.
Slurpee
Slid down.
viscosity.
Yeah.
Well, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Somebody could be putting chemicals besides fluoride in your water, and you never know. Like the government could be putting drugs in your water.
Where the hell did that piano sound come
What
from?
was that?
What the hell was that?
Is that your doorbell? Is the pizza here?
I don't have a front door yet.
Oh,
How do we get in?
Tell me more about this. What is this? Why would the government be poisoning me?
not poisoning you necessarily, but they could be putting all sorts of things in your water or coffee or whatever you make here. Like you've never heard of MK Ultra
No.
or Frank Olson?
No.
Never heard about Donald Cameron?
I have not.
Oh man. Let me tell you about MK Ultra. These were covert experiments employed by the US government to seek out methods of behavioral modifications. These various projects focused on developing technologies of psychological and biological warfare on human test subjects. Some of these were willing participants. For example, public universities were offering a day's pay for patients to willingly take lysergic acid or LSD. But sometimes, these test subjects were wholly unaware. Subproject 68 was a behavioral modification program conducted by the Allen Memorial Institute at Royal Victoria Hospital in Canada. The program was headed up by Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron, one of the world's leading psychiatrists. In fact, he was the head of the American and Canadian Psychiatric Associations. Patients under his care would show symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, depression, postpartum depression, and they would be placed unknowingly into the MK Ultra experiment. The MK Ultra idea was to create a superhuman soldier who, under all duress, was able to act as an assassin at all costs, with no memory of their actions. They could be activated, complete their missions, and have zero recall. This involved any and all solutions. Project 68 was intended to break down an individual's personality. After a prolonged period of insulin-induced comas, sometimes lasting up to 3 months, only to be followed by aggressive electroconvulsive therapy sessions, often at higher dosages than customary at the time. The patients would then be placed in what's called a psychic driving program. Deprived of senses, the subjects would be given extreme dosages of LSD. But that's not all. A football helmet was then taped to a patient's head. The helmet contained a set of speakers set up to play a tape loop with recorded messages. These sound bites were played sometimes for as long as 16 hours. A single phrase could be repeated over 500,000 times. This lasted from 1957 to 1964, and over 250 people may have been involved in the project. In some cases, the test subjects were reduced back to a toddler state. Some people were incontinent, had memory problems, or were unable to perform simple functions. Ultimately, MK Ultra ended in 1964 when it became MK Search, and the focus then shifted to a weapons project instead.
So you are basically saying that the government is trying to poison me through my drinking water?
Well, no, that's not poison you, but you never know what somebody's putting in your water. There was actually an employee of the CIA. His name was Frank Olson, and he had been suffering depression, but someone put LSD in a drink of his, and he basically lost it. Yeah, after like 9 days, he thought he was sick. People were like, no, he didn't know what was going on. He thought he was losing his mind.
9 days of LSD.
Well, they were dosing people at upwards of way
up there.
over the normal dosage. And so he had no idea. He really thought he was losing it. And they took him to an allergist who re-administered the LSD to him. And then after a 9-day period, he basically walked out of a 10-story window of a hotel.
So that's where the whole myth about if you take acid, you're going to jump out a window and think you're going to fly. It's like, no, if you're administered a huge dose of acid repeatedly, then it just might happen.
Yeah, then you will definitely jump out of a window.
Yeah, it's going to be next.
I'm just saying, careful what you drink, brah.
Should I not drink my drinking water? I don't understand what you.
I don't think acid is the reason you need to worry about your drinking water. It is actually as thick as crude oil.
I would also not call that drinking water. I would just call that stuff that comes out of your faucet. That's not water.
It does look a little bit like Coca-Cola.
It's liquid.
You're not going to drink that, are you?
I'm thinking about it.
Don't do it, man.
Don't.
Please don't. No.
It smells like a little bit like a gravy.
Ooh. Oh.
I'm just gonna let me just
don't.
let me just
Don't do it, dude.
let me just take a little sip.
That is foul.
Oh, it's all in one long thread.
I can hear him chewing it. He's chewing it.
Is it viscous?
It has to be. He's chewing it.
Ooh. Oh my god!
What does that taste like?
Tastes like gravy. Tastes like brown gravy.
On a completely different note, I'm not coming to your house for Thanksgiving.
That's gross.
Oh my god!
You got to get that fixed.
I don't know. Try it. Just try it. It doesn't taste that bad. Nick Spry, get over here and give it a shot. Come on.
Well, you know it doesn't have acid in it.
Well,
He's tipping the glass over and it's not moving. That's not good.
Hold on a second. Let me
Just give it some time.
Let me pat it on the bottom. Force it down the gullet here.
The face he's making. Oh my god.
I feel like when you give a dog peanut butter.
That's not my experience with that, but sure.
That is.
Give it a cast.
There's like
Go ahead.
flavor crystals in there.
Give it a cast.
Let me take a sip then. I guess if we're going to do this, everyone's going to drink the weird water.
He's so proud of me. Oh my god, he did it no problem.
It's like it's got seasoning. There's like pepper or something in there. What is that?
Hints of oak.
Yeah, that's not water, man.
Man, Daddy, come on. I know you don't want to do it. Come on.
Well, the only reason I'm doing it is because of what Nick talked about, and I'm hoping it might give me a good buzz. But all right.
The M and
That's not good. That's not good. It's like gargling with cottage cheese. It's not good. Oh, it's lumpy. It's very lumpy.
It's got a little bit of that gasoline taste, that high octane.
And just a hint
This
of
is a
Fresca.
high gravity water.
It's not as bad as Fresca. They delivered a bunch of Fresca to Flint, and they said, "No, we're good."
No, but so seriously, be careful what you drink.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously we did not heed that advice, but thank you. We all pretty much willingly took the advice of not doing what you said.
I'm feeling a little groovy.
Actually, yeah.
Loosened me up.
I actually feel pretty good enough to go through some of these old boxes over here. Some of these things, I'll tell you, like this one, it has never, ever been opened. The tape actually looks like it's part of the box now. Like it's actually, you know what? I'm going to get a knife, actually. I'm going to get the knife and just open it up and see what we got over here. All right. A lot of dusty artifacts. One of the things that Felix was known for, okay, he was a collector of high-end memorabilia. A lot of people refer to this stuff as junk. He referred to it as collectibles. Here you go. I'm just going to give you boxes here. Open up the boxes.
All right.
Nice.
Cool. Check this out.
A couple of the things in here look just like knickknacks. I'm going to put them.
You patty wax.
There's a little bit. There's a couple patty wax in here. Patty wax
Dog's
aside.
bone.
This one is labeled tchotchkes.
Okay. These look like correspondences. Correspondi? Is it
Correspondi.
Correspondi.
That is corresponder.
Correspondi from the British Commonwealth.
Oh. With a name like Fritz, I wouldn't have thought you were of English descent.
Yeah.
Well, he got around, obviously.
Oh.
There's one from Spain.
Oh. Me gusta.
Are any of them labeled Arkham?
Well, what does the letter say? Open it up. How old is that? There was a layer of dust on that. Like, oof.
Well, here's one that's already opened. My dearest Agatha, stop, bitch, please. You ain't about this, so just stop it. Felix.
What's the date on that?
This is 1954.
Wow.
He was ahead of his time on that.
Yeah. You haven't
Ahead of
changed
his
a lot.
time or just a flagrant sexist?
This is one of those two things. Probably both. It was the 50s.
It's when we were great. I know this is you can definitely tell this hasn't been touched in a while. It actually has a first edition lava lamp, which is pretty impressive. You don't
Damn.
see a lot of those. And it's weird because it's actually moving right now, which I know it hasn't been plugged in a long time, but it's still going, which is, that kind of gives me a little bit of the creeps, but fascinates me at the same time.
Was that Mercury?
I think it might be. Let me taste it. Let me taste it.
No, don't. No.
Oh yeah, that's Mercury. That's definitely. That's
Wash
definitely
it down
Mercury,
with the
definitely
water.
Mercury.
Wash it down with the water.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. That's a heady mixture. Ooh, that's not good. I don't.
Hey, my box has got it looks like a used monkey paw in it. I mean, I would call it more of a monkey fist.
Okay, we'll pry it open.
Don't smell it.
Pry it open.
You don't want to do. Don't
All right,
pry it open.
let me get the pinky here.
pry it down.
It broke. I broke the finger off.
dude,
I broke the
that's-
finger off the monkey paw, the monkey fist,
Which finger did you break off?
the pinky.
Oh, God.
He wasn't using it anyways
How do you know?
because it was in a box.
That'd be pretty much it.
I'll
Yeah.
be damned. What you got over there, Kaz?
Mine's actually kind of weird, and it looks like there's some kids' toys.
What is that?
and There's a weird used teddy bear in here, and a couple of weird drawings.
A used teddy bear?
Well, similar to
What's
how
the
you
difference between
use,
fresh and used?
you know, like
I mean, it
how
looks
you would
pretty
use
used
a
to me.
monkey paw, you'd use a teddy bear.
Crumbled up and stiff.
Oh wait, actually, look, there's a small toy plane in here. This reminds me of a story that I have.
Look at his eyes. It's just twinkling like a little June bug. Look at him.
Story about what?
It's a story about past lives and reincarnation.
Oh, that sounds super spooky. Let's take a little break. You're listening to Fort Fritz. Welcome back to Fort Fritz. I got to tell you what, I've been just elbow deep in this trunk that I have of my late Uncle Felix, who has bequeathed me this haunted house called Fort Fritz, and it's an overwhelming spectacle. But one of the things that really floors me is this thing. What is this? It's like a bikini.
Is that?
It is. It's a small bikini.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if it was like prosciutto or a slice of. It looks really dried out.
Charcuterie.
It's a browned, almost like a leather bikini. It doesn't stretch much, and it looks like it almost like molded to a small buttocks German man.
How can you tell it's German?
Oh, you can tell the German.
You know a lot lot about German buttocks. I'm
Thank you.
guessing.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. I'm
Thank
actually
you.
impressed.
Yeah.
I do.
Don't put that on over your clothes.
Let me try it.
Don't put it on under your clothes.
Stop.
Just let me try it.
No, oh my god.
That's
It's not
pretty.
stretching at all.
No, it's not.
That.
But he is.
That does not look. That does not look comfortable at all.
Look at that
Looks
ass
like he
mold.
sat on a Slim Jim.
Don't put a towel down if you're
Look
gonna
at
sit
that
down.
ass mold.
Put a towel down.
Look at that ass mold, though.
Oof.
That can't be comfortable.
You think it's horse leather? What is it made out of?
Does it feel like the inside of a
It
horse?
feels like horse. I don't know if it feels like the inside of a horse, but it's something.
That might have been the musky smell.
I think that's
The
It's
musky
gamey.
smell has gotten far stronger since you pulled the tiny horse bikini out of the box.
But I don't think it was the horse bikini that we're smelling. I think it's just him. That's
bad.
yeah. It's you got to check on that.
This thing bunches.
Yeah, we can tell.
Really?
We can tell.
Really?
Oddly enough.
I
Damn,
can see
dude.
you bunching.
It's like when you cut like a piece of like mozzarella with a wire. That's not pleasant to look at.
It's not.
All right.
It's not.
You know, you guys can talk as much garbage as you want to. I have a new pair of horse leather bikini pants. So,
Did you sit in gum? Oh wait, no.
have you guys found anything in those boxes of yours?
I found an old Def Leppard mirror It's got a bunch of powder on it, but I don't think it's dust.
How do you know it's? Is it say Def Leppard?
It says Def Leppard on the mirror. I think it was from. I think it was from the local fair. So I think some kids have been actually hanging out in here lately. I don't know.
It does look a little chalky.
Yeah, it's a little chalky, I believe.
Okay, so it's a Def Leppard mirror.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Tums. Why don't you just look? I have antacid problems. Let me just
Just take a look. Just take a look.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Okay,
that is
all
great.
right.
That's
Is that Is it
Yeah.
Tums though?
no, that is not Tums. Wow, that is great.
Is it like Altoids?
I feel like I could conquer the world with one arm.
Yeah, that's like the extra strength Altoids.
Yeah, man, give me a little slug of that water too.
What about you, Nick
stop
Spry?
at the
What are you
water.
finding over there?
I got here what looks like
Are you still drinking that water?
I had
Put
to wash
that
down
water away.
away,
God,
dude.
don't.
We have
do not
beer.
drink
It's
it anymore.
growing on me.
It is. It is.
It
It is
is.
actually growing inside you. Yes. Yeah.
I've got over here. It looks like a little busted up trumpet, but all the buttons broke off of it. Kind of makes me sad. What's there? Something engraved here on the side. It
Jeez,
says.
what a way to bring it down.
That is really sad.
It says to Beulah, my one and only. Blow.
Speaking of which, can I get that mirror back?
Yeah, here you go.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you very much. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
while you guys are sharing the mirror, Cass, what do you have over there?
I'm still waiting to get a chance to talk about this toy.
Oh, the
airplane.
toy, the toy airplane. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I lost track of time, I guess, a little bit.
I understand.
Okay, so tell me about this stupid airplane you have.
Have you guys heard about past lives? James Leininger was a 2-year-old boy in Lafayette, Louisiana. His mother would often have to come in and check on him during the middle of the night. He was experiencing night terrors or nightmares. And one of the repeating phrases that she heard him say was, "Airplane crash, plane on fire, little man can't get out." Obviously, this is a pretty disturbing thing to hear your child say, so they monitored him. They took him to some doctors. Everyone said that he was a normal little boy. It was normal for little boys to have fantasies and strange things like that. But again, his mother would catch him screaming in the middle of the night, "Airplane crash, plane on fire, little man can't get out." When James's mother asked him who the little man in the plane was, James replied, "Me." When James's father asked him who shot him down, his statement was, "The Japanese." When they asked how he knew it was the Japanese who shot down his plane, James replied, "The big red sun." After a while, James revealed that he believed his real name was Jack Larson, coming up with things that were outside of his scope of understanding. James's father, Bruce, did some digging and found a real Jack Larson who was a pilot in World War II who had crashed off the deck of an aircraft carrier. James also knew the model of the plane, called a Corsair, and he also said he was taking off from a place called Natoma. Doing some research, James's father was able to locate an aircraft carrier called the U.S. Natoma, where a man named Jack Larson had crashed off the edge during a takeoff. James's father eventually tracked down other pilots on the Natoma Bay who confirmed Jack Larson's untimely crash. They even went so far as to track down Jack Larson's old friends, who was still alive, living somewhere in the southeast. After tracking him down and confirming several of the specific points of little James Leininger's stories about his plane crash, Bob was stunned to find out that James Leininger looked essentially identical to the man who died in World War II. I don't know. You tell me. Is this rebirth? Is this reincarnation?
Very fascinating reincarnation story. I have one question. This 2-year-old, right? Had he ever flown a plane before?
I think just in an amateur capacity. I don't believe he was an actual professional pilot. I think it was more of a hobby for him.
Okay, that's my only question.
Okay.
I have a question. What was the a time basically between the death and the rebirth? how old was the kid what was the year when the kid was born, and what was the year when the original guy died?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's like, if it was a couple of years, you could almost make the case for an immediate rebirth if it was a violent death, or an immediate reincarnation.
If it was an immediate reincarnation, that kid would be 70 years old.
Well, yeah, but at the time, and let's say the crash was 45, he was
born in 98.
98. Wow, so that would have been years after the fact.
Okay.
1998. Wow.
That's because why I brought it up is because actually I went through a past life regression with a medium when I was in high school. And with a
of course
group of people.
You did.
I know. I was a theater kid.
Was it a class? Was that like an elective?
No. Actually,
French?
One of the students, actually, his mom was a professional medium.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know how you get to be from amateur medium to professional medium. I don't know what type of test you have to take.
You get paid.
But there you go. That's all it takes.
You just get paid for it.
Money changes hands, and you are now a professional.
Yep.
But they took us through a past life regression, and the things I saw were like a shoddy classroom, like really kind of run down, and seeing a calendar from 1963. Wow. And I was born in 1969. I'm old.
Prove it.
Yeah, look at me. And so she said that that's odd because usually there is a longer distance between birth and death, when it comes to reincarnation, or death and birth, excuse me. And but if it's something very violent or unexpected or tragic, sometimes it'll be a quicker turnaround. And I have this weird birthmark on the back of my head that only shows up occasionally, like when I'm on stage. Sometimes you can see it, and they say that birthmarks sometimes are wounds.
That was something that I read as well. That in addition to that story, there's another one about a little British boy who believed he was a German Nazi pilot, and he kept talking about how he lost his leg in the crash, and on his leg he had a pretty noticeable birthmark on his right leg.
Kaz, I have to say, you have been doing a lot of Nazi warfare research, and I only hope that you're not doing it at a place of business.
Oh, no. Tor network all the way.
Wait, nowadays that's fine. If you've been paying attention to news, that's fine nowadays. Yeah.
There's actually a cafe set up just to do that.
So, actually, I have a question. Mandetta, you went through a regression. Did you feel like a different person? You have a clear memory of this?
No, I completely remember what the classroom looked like. I remember it having slat windows with a few of them broken out. I remember seeing a lot of vegetation outside the room. It had green walls, dirty, old desks.
So this is dilapidated classroom.
Yeah, very dilapidated, and just remember looking around, feeling shock, and seeing a calendar. And the calendar was the last thing I remember seeing.
Were you alone?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't remember seeing anyone else. I just remember the room itself.
And did you know where you were? Did you immediately recognize? Were you in America?
That I couldn't tell. That I couldn't tell. And it's weird because if it was 63, that would be Vietnam era. And so missionaries or things like that.
Well, now, I mean, now we're just kind of jumping to conclusions, right? Like it could be anywhere. It could be in Cambodia. It can be in Russia or even Louisiana. Yeah. I mean, he's describing dilapidated schoolhouses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went to a couple of those.
Yeah. Most of them, actually.
Probably.
But, yeah, so that's the whole thing. I mean, when we started, after we went through the regression, we all started discussing things, and that's where different theories and stuff like that pop up.
It is fascinating. So this birthmark, you said that's it's on the back of your head. Mm-hmm. What does it look like? Can you describe it to us?
It looks like Texas elongated. Ooh. If you stretch out Texas,
like from the north and the south.
Mm-hmm. They just stretch it out, and it's not always there. Like you can look right now, you can.
Oh yeah, it's not there.
I can totally see it.
But there's times like I guess usually, can you see it? You kidding? Seriously? I mean, I'm not kidding because I can never see it. It shows up on camera.
I don't know. There's a lot of lumps back there.
I need to check that. That.
Looks like a pug.
So going into this past life theory, could this be an entrance or an exit wound? And could this be something that in a past life stopped your life? Was this something that could have been life-ending?
That's the theory, because they do, there are the theories that the birthmarks are about, a life-ending incident, and the fact that if my first death was in 63 and then my second birth was in 69, then that'd have to be something traumatic.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't there a story about someone that had experienced they had these birthmarks all over their chest. Was it a little boy?
Oh,
a little girl?
yeah.
And it was discovered that they did a past life regression with them, and it was discovered that they had died violently by a shotgun blast. And as soon as they had attained this old memory from their past life, the birthmarks disappeared.
Oh, okay, that's creepy.
That's spooky.
Dude, you know what else is spooky? There are so many damn things and sounds happening. This entire time I feel like I've been listening to a theater in my head. Is that just me, or are you guys hearing that too? It's crazy.
It sounds like rats are tap dancing in your kitchen.
It really does.
I think maybe we should all stop drinking that water.
I don't know, man. The water hasn't done me wrong.
Matt,
yet.
pass that over here, actually. Pass that over here.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get another round of the water in.
There you go. Water for all my friends.
All right, let's do another round of water, and let's take a little break. Let's regroup, and let's get back into this trunk, and I don't know, maybe see what else we can get into. This is a big old house, and I have it now thanks to late Uncle Felix. You are listening to Fort Fritz. And welcome back to Fort Fritz. A lot has happened since the last break. The pizza delivery man showed up, but curiously did not come up to the front door. Refused actually even exiting his vehicle. I had to take the golf cart down to the driveway, and that was the first time I've ever taken the old golf cart down. It was pretty, it was fun.
It's kind of fun. Come on, it looks fun.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. Can I be honest?
You should be.
It was actually a really modern golf cart, right? It was battery powered. It was pretty quiet, kind of nice. They can have a radio in it.
Yeah, there's 6 batteries in there, 6 car batteries.
I think it was nice, man.
So most of the pizza is now eaten, and Nick Spry is passed out on the couch. The only actual piece of furniture I have in the house.
Where's the Sharpies? Where are the Sharpies?
I don't have any.
We'll get them later. Maybe there's some in the trunk.
I wouldn't mind it, but he's such a loud snorer. The dude is just sawing wood, and
Put something over his face.
that might be illegal if I kill him.
I think your water/sludge has plugged his sinuses.
That could be it, too.
Well, maybe we can
Just pour some more into his throat. Maybe that'll help.
Couldn't hurt.
or maybe drown him a little bit or something.
It's like being waterboarded with molasses.
He's coming too. Wait, easy.
Take it easy.
Karate. Put the shoe down. Put the shoe down.
How long was I out?
30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. Yeah.
30 minutes, something like that.
However long it takes us to eat all the pizza.
That was bad. That was
Pretty quick.
How many people are here? Did you guys invite people over? It felt like there was more than 4 of us here.
Interesting. Tell me about it.
There was, I swear, there was someone else in this room.
Okay.
I felt like there was totally somebody here. I could see all you guys. I couldn't move. It was,
Really?
yeah. I don't.
Really?
That's, you know what that sounds like? Have you ever heard of sleep paralysis?
No.
It's an actual thing.
Really?
There's a lot of interesting facets to it. It's in this country, a lot of people call it having a witch on your chest.
Nice.
Where you become awake, you feel like you're awake, you are aware, but you cannot speak, you cannot make a sound, you can't move your body.
What?
And
That's horrifying.
That's exactly what it felt like.
yeah, it's
No way. You're saying a witch was on your belly?
I don't know. Like, not on my belly, more on my chest, like a nice vapor rub.
But you saw other figures in the room other than us.
Or I didn't see them so much as feel them.
You felt them. No, it's sleep paralysis. It's you're awake but not awake, and you can sense. Sometimes it's just sounds. Sometimes it's visuals as well. Sometimes it's complete every sense, but you just are trapped in the moment. And a lot of different cultures around the world have different names for it. Like in some places, it's known as the demon that crushes, because there seems to be a presence on the chest that seems to be holding people down a lot. And so you're just locked in this moment where you're aware enough to pay attention, but unable to react in any way physically.
Man, Daddy, it sounds like you have a lot to say about this subject.
I have a lot of experience with this subject, actually. And it is no lie the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life. And multiple times over the last about 5 years. And oddly enough, not to bring up that you just got a new house, it all started when I bought my new house.
Oh my God, don't tell me that.
It's true.
Don't tell me that.
It's absolutely true. Where it started with just the general having the witch on the chest, being awake but unable to do anything, and that being terrifying enough, but then getting out of it. But then it started getting deeper and deeper where there was presence, where you could feel presence, where it wasn't just you. And then it started off with sound, and there was talking. And my wife experienced it. After the talking started with me, my wife thought I was crazy, but then one night she had it happen to her. And I described the sound of the talking, and she said it was the same to her, and it basically was this. Just hearing that. And while trapped and not being able to move and feeling a presence. And then it evolved into seeing a presence. And you'll hear a lot of people, because there are documentaries about sleep paralysis. There's an interesting one on Netflix called The Nightmare, and where they see figures, and a lot of them look like the Greys. Like
really?
Like the alien Greys. The ones we saw looked more like Slender Man, almost more elongated bodies, and it started off with just one or two, but sometimes there'd be three, and with the talking. And sometimes being lifted out of the bed, or even drug out of the bed, and feeling your body go, but not being able to do anything about it. And there were times where I would start screaming as hard as I could, and my wife would look over. I'm just going, what? Just trying to scream, and she had to wake me up. And then there's happened an animal presence started happening.
Wow! How did you know it was an animal presence? You just sensed it.
Whoa.
Hearing a growling behind this growling presence,
God, dude.
And then I saw this thing, and it was completely different than all the other things, and it came to me, and it was just completely shocking. So I completely kept to myself. And then it was like maybe a few weeks later, my wife had an experience that she said was totally different. I was like, okay, explain to me what you saw. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to lead you on any way. Tell me what you saw. And she saw the same damn thing, and it was a orange reddish animal face, not in like kind of like a lion or something with fire on, coming towards you with a trail behind it like a Chinese New Year's dragon that goes down the street. Wow, and she described the color, the look on the face, the trail behind it, everything, without any prompting from me.
Was it an angry expression? Like
it was.
Was it an eggplant emoji?
It was animal.
But
That's the only way.
There's animal play faces. Like your cat kind of opens its mouth.
Let's go.
No.
The growling sounds like it was pretty aggressive.
It could have been the baby face from Teletubbies, and it still would have been as terrifying.
It was menacing.
Because, it just because of the feeling. A lot of these experiences have to do with the feeling you have, and not just what you're experiencing. And so I've been picked up out of the bed. I've been drugged down the hallway.
So sleep paralysis can be attributed to a wakeful sense of state before you go to bed that can affect what happens as you're sleeping?
There's a lot of different factors that have been involved. A lot of times it has to do with people that have not been getting enough sleep, people who have had their normal sleep patterns interrupted. Excessive drug use sometimes comes in. Shocker. But and the weird thing is that there's a lot of similar experiences by people that have experienced this. That you'll see a lot of people describe the same shadowy figures, or the same sounds, or the same always the feeling, the dread is always there.
But this doesn't sound like lucid dreaming. This sounds like something else entirely.
No, right. But you're awake, and a part of it you just can't do anything. So you're experiencing it. So it's like the worst part of lucid dreaming. Everything's going on around you, but you can't affect it. And here's the scary part, and this is absolutely true, that it started happening so much that I'd start trying to give into it. You know, I would try to let go of the fear, go, okay, here we go again, and feel. And they don't like that.
Oh.
They don't like that. The sense of dread increased.
This is getting really spooky in here, guys.
None of this is made up. This is all absolutely true.
I'm not gonna lie, that's really creepy.
That is
super
really,
spooky.
really creepy.
Yeah. So does anyone want to stay the night at my house now?
Yes.
Yes,
I
actually,
don't, I don't think I want to stay here at all.
I mean, you have a really great bathtub.
Yeah, I know.
It fits like 3.
But you should really enjoy your night here. Your night here alone will be fine. You won't have to worry about anything. Just curl up, have a little sip of the water, and you'll be fine. Trust me. Probably
From
not, but fine.
the 30-minute nap I had, I said, you're probably good to go.
I don't know if I want to stay here at all anymore. So just a little recap. This house, although it's not without its charms, is pretty much a death trap. I have a water spout that only spews out brown, toxic sludge at best, which tastes like a Thanksgiving gravy.
It was well seasoned.
Also, very well seasoned,
Peppery.
but also the same consistency of a gravy. Although I like the taste. You guys
The
have
taste wasn't bad.
expressed a distrust with the chemical content of my water.
I usually don't describe tap water as savory, but this time I will, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I know we've been drinking it all night, but I'm just saying, be careful. MK Ultra, man. MK
It's
Ultra.
still kind of okay. Yeah, well, you and your MK Ultra.
Project Bluebird, Project Artichoke, Project Naomi.
You said this thing stopped
Project
in
Artichoke.
Artichoke.
Project
yes,
Artichoke.
literally. They were trying to build
the
a
government would
Manchurian
make something
candidate.
menacing and call it artichoke.
Artichoke.
Project Midnight Climax.
Really.
Yeah. Project
No, it's
Midnight
not-
Climax.
No.
Yes, they set up brothels in San Francisco, and they would pay hookers to dose their johns and then observe them under the influence of LSD and see what would happen. They had no idea there was a brand new drug.
That sounds intriguing.
You know what I call that as a John?
What's that?
A win-win.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if they charged extra for the hit of LSD. If it was just a standard price.
But your first name is Man, not John.
Nick Spry, let me ask you this. Okay, so this project MK Ultra ended in 1964,
73.
73.
And when the then director of CIA, Richard Helms, ordered all of the documents to be destroyed. So we know very little about it. But somehow, due to a fluke, they were doing maintenance on a building and documents had to be moved. So 20,000 documents still exist. This is a real thing. These are declassified documents that anyone can look up. Most of them are financial records. But like they say, follow the money. It proves that these experiments happened.
Wow.
They paid out 8 people $100,000 each. There was a lawsuit going on for 7 years during the 80s, specifically to the Donald Cameron experiments, and the government paid it out. Without saying a word. They didn't deny it. They just paid it out.
Settled.
I gotta say, that I'm so glad in this new modern day and age, we don't have politicians deleting mails or paying people off.
Kaz, you were talking about past lives after we got into opening up all of these boxes. I found a lot of gadgets and toys, some of which I even checked on eBay during the break, are worth thousands of dollars. And you had the tenacity to show me this stupid toy plane and talk about this boy who thinks he was killed one time. What was that all about?
It's a real thing, man. I honestly believe that people experience forces that we can't really measure with modern science. I don't think that it's outside of the realm of possibility for something like that to exist. I think
You're saying outside of like the G forces, because I mean that's a quantifiable force of nature. We know how much a G force is. You're saying something outside of that?
I thought it was just 9.8 meters per second per second.
Negative 9.8.
Nah, well,
Sorry, I didn't nerd out on me.
you got me there, old bean. Old bean. You're a real rascal.
Yeah, this house is really doing something to my head.
it's the gravy water.
Is it the water?
It certainly is spooky
It
here.
really is good, though.
We
It
haven't
really hits you.
left the living room
Right,
yet.
the living room
there's
is
a lot more
spooky.
So
rooms
much to
explore.
explore in this house.
And yet all of our clothes are off.
Well, you still haven't taken off
Actually,
that leather bikini.
You're still in the horse leather.
You're the only one who's naked.
I mean, look at this thing, though.
No, I can't
trying
look
to
away.
avoid.
It's got to be horse leather, right? Nothing smells like this.
That's
Nothing smells like horse leather.
it's out of my realm
Just
of
take a whiff.
expertise.
Get over here.
yeah.
Take a whiff. Nick Spry.
Seriously?
I've
Get
already
over here,
whiffed
take
it
a
from
whiff.
here.
Okay.
Let it
That's a
violate your
way
nostrils.
bigger riff.
Ooh, that's not good.
So past lives, and also Mandaddy was talking about birthmarks, and there's a correlation between past lives and birthmarks, and that they can somehow attribute to a violent death in a past life.
Possibly.
Mandaddy thinks he was probably shot execution style in the back of the head.
That's what I'm
In a
guessing.
classroom.
Which I'm glad it was a low caliber weapon. Otherwise, I'd have a huge one on this other side of my face.
Yeah.
Probably a 22.
No,
Bounce
that's
around
right.
like Pac-Man inside your skull till
Yeah,
you're dead.
exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's,
then
that's a great image there, Nick.
Yeah, the
It's actually a
Pac-Man
quote
death.
from My Blue Heaven.
Oh, you old devil.
Love that.
So then Mandaddy also further terrifies us by saying that he's haunted by this ghost-like creature in
Several
the middle of
ghost-like
creatures.
of the night.
As you go to sleep tonight in your comfortable giant haunted mansion, I want you to just close your eyes and just think. No, I don't want to do that. No, stop. I'm pretty sure that's in violation of several FCC mandates.
And yet, it could be a dance hall song.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Let's get some music going, and I'll tell you right now, I may stay one night in this haunted house, but that night will not be tonight. Have you had anything supernatural that's happened to you? Give us a call, leave us a voicemail at 570-478-3789. That's 570-4RT-FRTZ. 570-FORT Fritz, and we will use your voicemail on the air, or even if you just want to say hey to one of the cast members, you are more than welcome to drop us a line at 570-FORT Fritz. Thanks for listening to episode 1, and we will catch you next week.
Now playing recent episodes.